Captain Boyd, and the men and women who serve in the Riverside Sheriff Office. But Lord, we really ask that you put your arms around the men and women who are serving in our military, who are serving our country to preserve our freedom. And we ask this in your name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you for doing that, Mark. Chief, would you... Oh, no, shoot. We got two chiefs now. I got to identify. Chief Latenders, would you lead us into the pledge, please?
Put your right hand over your heart. Please join me in the pledge to the great flag of the nation.
Pledge
Allegiance to the flag
to the flag of the United States of America,
the republic for which
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you for your patience, everyone. We had some technical difficulties. I'm going to call the meeting to order now at 6:33. Madam Clerk, can you please conduct the roll call?
Here. Councilmember Seaver.
Here.
Councilmember Terry.
Here.
Councilmember Welty.
Here.
Mayor Smith.
Here.
Very level quorum.
Verifying by the roll call, Councilmember Stieber, you can hear us just fine?
Yes.
Awesome.
I can
Closed
hear
session
you. Great.
report, please, Mr. City Attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. There's no reportable action out of tonight's closed session.
Perfect. Madam Clerk, we're going to mix things up tonight, as usual. I apologize. Don't hate me. We're going to take public comments now. Do we have any?
Mayor, we do not.
Okay. We're going to move on to the consent calendar. If there's no items that my colleagues would like to pull, knowing that there's now no public comments, I do need a motion and a second on this.
I would like to pull item number 9, please.
Perfect. Anyone else?
Mr. Mayor, I just have a question on item number 3.
So
Receive and file. All right. We're going to go ahead and adopt the remaining balance, polling item number 3 and number 9, Madam Clerk. You need a motion on it?
Second.
I got a motion and a second. Can I get a roll call vote?
I'm sorry, there was a motion by Councilmember Terry and a second by
Councilmember Welty. That's correct.
Mayor Pro Tem Castillo. Aye. Councilmember Seaver.
Aye.
Councilmember Terry.
Aye.
Councilmember Welty.
Aye.
Mayor Smith.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Councilmember Stieber, you are up. Item number 3, receive and file monthly public records request report.
Thank you, Mayor. City Attorney, I got just a quick procedural question regarding the PRAs and kind of that process. Since PRAs are available on the city's website, why does a council need to receive and file something like this?
Council member, that's not really a question I can answer. The city council can receive these. It came from the city manager. Perhaps the city manager would be best positioned to explain why he put this on the agenda.
Mr. City Manager?
Absolutely, Mayor and Councilmember. The reason this is placed on the agenda is because there's been a lot of emphasis. Specifically, we had a whole discussion on the budget item and the basically the amendment that we had to the first iteration of the budget. This is a big enough deal that it's important to me as your city manager to make sure that the city council is seeing this without having to go through the efforts of going in and searching for which ones have come up this month. So this was entirely my choice to place on the agenda.
Councilmember Stieber, any further questions?
No, I just don't have any. Thank you.
Mr. City Manager, I just want to say thank you for doing this in the light of transparency. I know that was our point in our last meeting. If we are going to continue to invest in PRAs because that's what's currently happening, I just want to say thank you to you and staff for making it a point to have it be part of our meeting every month so the residents know exactly what is happening. So I appreciate that. With that, I do need a motion in a second. This is a receive and file to my colleagues. So
Mr. Mayor, it is a receive and file. We don't need a motion.
perfect. Comment taken. Moving on. Item 9. This one's yours.
So I feel like this is a big enough deal that we might comment on it as a council. I know that having a designated zip code for the city of Canyon Lake has been a goal of ours since I think at least 2018, 2019. And we have hit considerable hurdles trying to accomplish that. There are a lot of benefits to having our own zip code, such as getting the sales tax remittance for Canyon Lakers. Additionally, having mail go to the right city, popping up on online shopping. So when you try to have something sent to your house, it doesn't say Menifee or Sun City. And to me, it's a point of pride, right? I think we're a city. We should have our own zip code. So I'm excited to see that this is moving forward, and I'm grateful to our city staff for making this happen.
100%. And all further, Councilmember Mark Terry, myself, and the city manager met with Senator Padilla's staff on this. And it's exciting to see that the Senate has taken this up too, and they're trying to do a cleanup for more than just our little city here in California. I think there's a total of, was it 13 or 9 that are in the state of California?
Correct, and there's more than 60 throughout the nation.
Throughout the nation. So it's good to see that this is being seen. So I'm very
We're
excited.
one of them.
We are one of them. And Eastville's a lot to thank for that too. So they've been pushing hard. Congressman Calvert's been huge on this for us. So anyways, nonpartisan, which I love. With that, I do need a motion.
Second.
Perfect. We got a
I'll
motion
second.
from Mayor Pro Tem Castillo, and we got a second from Councilmember Mark Terry. Roll call vote, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Castillo?
Aye.
Councilmember Seaver?
Aye.
Councilmember Welty?
Aye.
Mayor Smith?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Perfect. Moving on. City Council comment reports. Who wants to kick us off tonight? Dale, you want to go first? Or should we let the presentation go first?
I'll go ahead and go first.
Okay.
Last year, we were able to fund transportation for a lifeguard program for our kids, and I thought it was a great thing to do. And some people wonder, well, why does the city invest in the kids in their community? And I just wanted to go over some of the high points of why we would. Of course, we have a unique relationship with the POA and the city, and that most of the facilities are owned by the POA, and they operate a lot of things for our children. So heads up to them and everything that they do. They do a great job of providing services to their members and their residents. So I just want to talk about the positive impact of sports. 1, it improves their health. 2, it helps them make friends, which is important for their mental health. Improves their feelings about themselves. Helps them succeed at school, that's 58% of them, and helps them become more active with their families. And I'll tell you from personal experience, when my kid was in football, I felt like I was on the team because I was dragged nonstop to events and games and practices, and we had great conversations with our child and the way there and back, and it was a wonderful experience. So moving past that a little bit, okay, so that's great for the kids and great for the parents, but how does it, what impact does it have on the community as a whole? Well, I just want to bring Ann Owens of USC, and what the title was is the one thing rich parents can do for their kids to make a difference. And buying a neighborhood is probably the most important, buying in a good neighborhood is probably the most important thing you can do for your child. They will have better schools and educational programs, access to resources, in their neighborhoods, positive social networks, higher expectations and aspirations, and improved health and well-being. I mean, that's everybody's dream for their kid. And so for us to provide a level of service to provide that, I think is just amazing. And I also want to comment, what about the people that don't have kids or the grandparents? Why would they want to support such a thing as other people's children? And this is kind of data collected from Redfin. It basically, the curve there basically says, what is the median home price sale versus the elementary school test scores? And if you look at that, if those schools that are in the 0 percentile, the value of those homes ran somewhere around $175,000. So if the schools were not very successful in helping their kids, using test scores as the guide, helping their kids be successful, you could see the value at 175 is at the low end of the scale. So let's go to the other end of the scale and look at what happens to property values when the kids in those schools are in the 90 percentile. And what we see is the value of those homes goes up to $400,000. That's over double the price, the value of the lower performing schools. And I think for all of you that kind of question why we put money and the POA puts money in our kids, the payback is huge for all of us. Even those that don't have children, the return on investment is unbelievable. And this is a pretty consistent across the nation. Investing in our kids is investing in your homes. And that's one thing we would like to do. The POA in their documents, one of the requirements is to maintain and protect home values. For us, it's just basically what every city wants to do is protect their citizens' financial health. That's just on our to-do list. So I just want to point out that, again, these programs that are done and paid for by you through the POA or through the city provide a huge return. I mean, I know we have a problem with e-bikes, and I'd sure rather see them out there playing sports than running around on their e-bikes, sometimes creating mischief. So the opportunities to keep them busy, to do things that's going to make them better human beings, I don't think we can miss them. That's it.
Perfect. Thank you, Councilmember Welty. Councilmember Mark Terry?
You never cease to amaze me. What he's saying is so important, and it seems like we're getting pushed away from investing in our community and investing in our kids. We live, you've heard me say it, greatest city on the planet. The cooperation in the past between the Property Owners Association, the County of Riverside, as well as the state of California. All of those are investments into our youth. One of my favorite weeks of the year is junior golf camp. And thank God they moved it up to June, because it used to be in late July, August, be about 110 out there. But they receive such value from those 4 days. Junior lifeguard, that is something I couldn't do, right? And here we have 8, 10, 12-year-olds going out there and learning such a valuable, something that's going to be a great asset to them for the rest of their lives. And I think the great thing about camps is I still remember every camp I ever went to. Sports camp, Boy Scout camp. I remember the good days at camp, the bad days at camp. You kind of learn how to work all of that out. And I would encourage our community to, I don't know if support, but to get behind the idea that we do have an obligation to invest in our kids and our residents. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Awesome.
I'm not done.
So much for keeping it to 2 minutes, y'all.
I'm on a time restraint?
We are now.
Well, I serve on WRCOG. We all serve on a regional committee. But we're the only ones that have one of the biggest gatherings in Riverside County, and that's going to happen on June 18th. And our speaker this year is going to be Tony Hawk. Now, when they announced it was going to be Tony Hawk, I didn't get it. I miss that generation. But man, if you're 35 years and below, Tony Hawk is such a big deal, and I'm really looking forward to that. But the reason I bring this up, for the first time in the history of WRCOG, we have a resident who is going to receive the Riverside County Community Service Award. And I am so proud. Monica Lyons will be receiving that award. We're all going to be in attendance. And I couldn't be more proud of her and all the things that she's done for our community. And I would like to give credit to our city manager who really was behind the nomination, and thank you very much.
Thank you. I did delegate a big part of that to Brianna, if I can find her back in the corner. So as always.
But how great is that when you get a team working behind you because they believe in the nomination?
Absolutely.
You're looking at me like I shouldn't have said anything.
Good job, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, with that, we're going to do a presentation. I know that Councilmember Stieber has requested SCE to come, and I think they have some PowerPoints for us. Are you ready to go, my friend? Josh, would you like to say anything, or you want him just to take it away?
Yeah, I'll quickly start, and then I'll let them present, and I got a few more I'd love to talk about. But we were going to present this back in May, and Ernesto, appreciate you stepping up today and be able to make the presentation as I'm not there.
Of course.
Back in April, Councilmember Welty and I got the privilege of taking a tour of the Wildomar campus with Southern California Edison. And Councilmember Welty and I asked some good questions of what types of incentives are available for residents and businesses, especially those that might have medical needs. And due to quite a few of our power outages or even our PSPSs, incentives that, again, our residents and businesses can take advantage of. So, Ernesto, I'll pass it over to you. And again, truly appreciate you doing the presentation tonight.
Of course. Thank you, Councilmember. Those under 35, okay, so looking forward to watching Tony Hawk, so just FYI. Well, good evening, Mayor, City Council, City staff, residents of Canyon Lake. Thank you for allowing me to speak here today to talk about some of the available programs for customers at Automatic Baseline, access functional need customers, and customers really that are impacted by public safety power shutoff events. But before I kind of touch into the programs, I wanted to let folks know and bring awareness to why these programs are important related to public safety power shutoffs. As folks may know, every year PSPS has become a routine thing, and SCE continues to update its criteria year after year on what could qualify for a public safety power shutoff event. We factor in, of course, warm weather conditions, dry vegetation, damage to our infrastructure. We can't predict the weather 100%, and we sure can't control the weather, but what we can do is utilize and deploy resources that are available for customers, such as community resource facilities. During PSPS events, of course, if a city and partners such as yourselves require additional resources, we'll be more than happy to deploy community crews out to areas that are impacted by PSPS. So some of the programs that are beneficial for customers, I would encourage customers to please visit SE Online, and I'll leave some information here too. Quite a packet full of information, by the way, for those of us who like to read. Or the Critical Backup Battery program, which is SE's Critical Backup Battery program that's designed to help protect customers who rely on electricity that powers their medical devices during outages and emergency PSPS events. The program is available for customers who are on a medical baseline program and who live in high fire risk areas. When you go online, you'll be asked to provide your address to see if you qualify for this program. And for those customers also that are on medical baseline, you'll be asked to bring a physician's note showing that you, of course, can qualify for the program and that you're not just taking advantage of the program. Another program is the Backup Power Solutions. The Backup Power Solutions program offers a range of backup battery solutions for customers. So when you visit our website, there are two different links that customers can kind of navigate through that offer two types of rebates. The first rebate is a rebate of $200 for smaller portable batteries that are used to charge your laptop, tablets, cell phones, and the other one is a $800 rebate that is used for larger appliances like a fridge. I don't know who's going to be doing a lot of washing during outages, but that too. And also too, these programs are fully available for customers, like I mentioned, on medical baseline, but if you happen to be, if you think you live in an area that experiences PSPS or live in a high fire risk area, please, I encourage you to visit the website to see if you qualify. And then also, finally, the medical baseline program for customers that require a medical device to, of course, to sleep or to basically just go around doing things on a daily. So the program is receives a flat 11% discount rate off the bat, and also provides additional kilowatt hours for their medical devices. I got, again, some information here to show if you qualify. Of course, if you are interested in applying, you can apply to see if you qualify. And also, if you visit se.com, you'll be able to see the different selections, well, actually, what would qualify for a medical baseline rate. Next slide. And then another program is the self-generative incentive program, which is a battery storage system that helps customers maintain power during outages and public safety power shutoffs. Eligible customers may have almost all, if not all, their entire cost covered by this program if they would choose to install solar panels and battery storage in their homes. The program is state funded, and currently this year, unfortunately, it is fully allocated. All the funding has been fully allocated. There is a pretty high wait list, so I would encourage customers to please again visit sce.com, go online to stay up to date on whether this year, well, I think for this year the program is closed, but just to stay updated to see next year when the program opens, if you can qualify and jump on in to see if you're eligible. Also, too, when you go online and you visit this program, the matrix there that's available shows just how much energy usage is happening in your neighborhood. And a lot of this data that's provided to us are by third-party vendors that we have worked with in the past. So, and then next slide, cool. So the fun part, which is the visit and the tour that we conducted with Councilmember Stever and Welty. Thank you both for stopping by the service center. I was very happy with our district manager to show just how much work goes behind maintaining the grid and also responding to emergencies across the service territory here in this area. The service center employs about 250 professionals, line workers, engineers, planners from across this region. The facility is environmentally friendly and meets all of the environmental responsibilities for infrastructure. I will say this facility was built a little before my time, so even I still find myself in places that I'm not familiar with. It's pretty large. But I would encourage and of course, other council members, if they're interested in a tour, let me know. We'll put something on schedule. And let me see. Let me make sure I'm not lost here. Oh, next slide. So the service center is a great hub that is pretty much self-sufficient when it comes to its operations. The location of the facility is next to the freeway, which gives our crews and our team quick access to respond to our damage to our infrastructure, outages, and customer issues. Also, too, it's self-sufficient, so a lot of the resources that we have available at the service center is stuff that we kind of stockpile to prepare during storms or any changing weather conditions, or even if we have to respond to a critical issue at the moment. With that, that's all I have on my talking points. Councilmember Stever, if I missed anything, please let me know. If the slides are made available to the public, I added some links in the. And of course, if customers have any questions regarding their bills, please contact the 1-800 number. I'll hang around here also if anybody has any questions and hand out information.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? Good job. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you for making yourself available and coming and giving the presentation.
Of course, my wife told me to wear a tie today.
Good.
So I wore a tie. Thank you.
Keep listening to her.
Ernesto, we truly appreciate it, and please let all the staff know who was involved in that tour that, again, Councilmember Welty and I truly appreciated that tour, so thank you. And I strongly encourage any of our residents or businesses to take advantage of those programs. A couple more items regarding community, regional, and state involvement. One I wanted to touch on, it was a couple months ago, but I thought our community would love to hear this. Back in May, I got to attend Lake Elsinore Unified School District State of the District. And two items that came out of that I thought were incredible was one, congrats to LAUSD for being one of 5 school districts out of 1,100 in our state to receive the Golden Bell Award. That is a huge achievement for the district. It is not the first time they received it, but out of 5 that were awarded, and out of the 1,100 that are within the state, it's an incredible achievement for them. Another item on that is they have roughly over 2,500 employees, and the board created a legacy employee program, which is pretty much employees who work for the district once attended school as a child in the district. That legacy employees, out of 2,500, there's over 650 of those legacy employees that are in that program, which quite a few of them come from Canyon Lake. So it's great to hear that when these teachers or faculty were children attending the district, they've came back and even moved back into our community and are a part of that program. So I thought that was incredible. I also attended the SAFA committee meeting, and that's the JPA with Animal Friends of the Valley. One key takeaway that I took from that is in 2025, they had registered over 6,400 volunteers. And they also did an intake of a little over 8,000 dogs and cats. So that shelter is being well used both by the intake of animals, but also the volunteers that also step up and support that shelter. So I thought that was great. Chief Rails and City Manager and I, earlier in June, I think it was. I forgot the date to write it down, but we got to attend Cal City's Riverside Division meeting, and I just thought it was great and even an honor to not only show off our city manager, but even Chief Rails, since he has been sworn in. So we had a great time, got to hear from Riverside Sheriff Chad Bianco, and also San Bernardino Sheriff, and quite a few other police departments in the area on kind of what's going on within their cities. Fiesta Days, we all attended, but really want to thank the Mermaids Club for allowing me to be involved in their charity. Even though I was at the beginning of the dunk tank, I still got dunked. So Mermaids Club, thank you again for letting me be involved in that. I also last week sat in my Cal City's Communication, Transportation, and Public Works Policy Committee. There are 4 e-bike bills making its way through Sacramento that are being pushed harder. 3 of them are Assembly bills and one's a Senate bill. And they're talking about pupil safety, speedometer, safety limits. So it's even though we have our concerns here in our community, this is definitely a statewide concern, and our state representatives are actively pushing faster for some of these bills to get put through to not only help the state overall, but even us local governments when it comes to enforcing e-bikes. A couple more items. Want to congratulate Mayor Smith, Councilmember Welty, and I. We got to attend last week the 40th anniversary for Pack Wrap and Post. I thought that was very incredible that we have a business that's been in our town center for over 40 years. Talking with Debbie and a few other of the residents that attended, there's only a couple more businesses that are just a little longer than that, but we provided Debbie and her staff a certificate of recognition for their achievement of their 40th anniversary. I also got to attend with my family over the weekend, and I think they did an incredible job, but that was the Canyon Lake Fires Association for their Canyon Lake Golf Cart Show. I made it at the tail end of it, but definitely asked the association and our fire chief how well it was attended, and they said it was a steady flow throughout the day. And last comment I want to make to all the fathers out there, it's coming up here in the next couple of weeks, but happy Father's Day to everyone. But that concludes my comments. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem?
So I've been active on social media lately. Some people tag me, others I think intentionally do not. But what I have learned is that there are residents who would like to hear directly from the city attorney and or city manager related to the lifeguard bus funding. So I would defer my council member comments to you.
Mayor?
Please, Mr. City Attorney.
So I've seen some of the discussion as well. I wanted to make it clear that that both the mayor and the mayor pro tem have been very open about their involvement in the Clear Foundation and the Junior Lifeguard Program. State law does not expect council members to be potted plants who serve on the council and don't do anything else. Most of you are, I'd say all of you are pillars of the community. You serve in other roles in public service. I wanted to also state that based on our look into this, the city has not entered into an agreement with the Clear Foundation. The Clear Foundation is a nonprofit organization. Both of you serve in uncompensated roles with that nonprofit organization. And the third was that the transportation was not a private benefit to the foundation or to any council member. It was available to all participants as available in the Junior Lifeguard Program. From a legal standpoint, conflict of interest laws are usually focused on whether a public official has a financial interest in a governmental decision. Uncompensated service on a nonprofit without payment or personal financial benefit does not establish a disqualifying financial interest. Similarly, the city's provision of transportation for youth program participants serves a public purpose, youth recreation and safety. It is not a gift of public funds like I'd seen discussed. So I just wanted to make it clear that you were both very open about this. We knew about your participation, and we also knew that it was not an issue under the conflict of interest laws previously, and I'm happy to clarify anything if you'd like.
And Mayor, if I could, I can add to that. It is perfectly normal for, as the city attorney said, council members as pillars of the community to participate in charities or nonprofits or any of these types of groups or events. And not just is it normal in other cities, it is normal in this city. We have multiple council members that serve as a part of either a formal nonprofit or a nonprofit group, meaning they're not a recognized nonprofit. And we as staff either support that with staff individuals at those events. We have facilities that we have as per our policy available to those individuals. So this is just a perfectly normal course of business, and something specifically with the involvement where it is the Clear Foundation. This is something that has been on budgets going from 21-22 on, and has been through multiple city managers. The city attorney has seen that throughout the whole process. So this is just a normal course of business from the city standpoint. And you heard the city attorney. There's no legal issues there.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
I too went to the Firefighter Association golf cart show and was very impressed by the level of participation. It was nice to see other municipal fire departments there, and that was really cool. So great job to all the firefighters and great job to the community for supporting that group.
All right, my turn, and I'll wrap it up. Thank you, Mr. City Attorney and City Manager and our Mayor Pro Tem. I want to publicly thank you, Madam Mayor Pro Tem, because you and I constantly get tagged on social media posts, and if you don't get to it before I do, one of us does. And I just want to say thank you, because that's exactly what we're trying to do. And I want to encourage my colleagues and members of the public, please don't allow some of the rhetoric that's occurring from keeping you from serving. I think, the one thing that I've learned the most when people have asked, why you do what you do, it's hard sometimes, but, you try to do a good thing, and, it's been difficult, but we got to continue to serve. And last night I had the opportunity to go to our POA meeting, and it was such a good night because you saw, in my opinion, you saw a board that listened to the community and made a decision because of that. And I don't serve with anyone up here who's not trying to do that every single day. And, for me personally, I will always answer my phone. I will always answer any message that comes my way. I think we've seen that with our Mayor Pro Tem too. So I just want to say thank you for serving next to me. And I want to say thank you for continuing to give more and more to the community when we don't have to. don't worry, I'm not going to resign or anything, but I just want to say thank you. It means a lot. With my updates, I got some big ones, and bear with me. I don't want to bore the world, but this is somewhat important. As most of you know, we had an election just last week, and has it been? Yeah, just last week, Tuesday, right? So a couple things happened. We had some county races. All of our supervisors got reelected. Karen Spiegel got reelected. Supervisor Gutierrez got reelected, and Manny Perez out in the desert got reelected. So no change on our board of supervisors. This is important because these are the same people that we are talking to about the potential cemetery project. So this is very meaningful for our community that we still have those key players there, because Darcy Burke and I have spent a lot of time with these supervisors and have dedicated a lot of information on the importance of opposing this project. That's number one. Number two, we also, on the other side of things, our auditor controller Ben Benoit ran unopposed. Our treasurer tax collector Matt Jennings, who happens to live here in Canyon Lake, ran unopposed, and our assessor Peter Eldana also held the seat. This is important because these three men have done an incredible job, my personal opinion, of course, helping Canyon Lake with anything that we possibly need. So that's good news for us. And lastly, RCTC, we just had a big meeting, not just because we approved our $1.3 billion budget, but the commission took staff's recommendation and moved forward with ending the sunset on Measure A. Measure A is very important to the city of Canyon Lake. It's funding that we receive, close to $300,000. This, along with gas tax, are monies that we use to do things like pave Railroad Canyon Road or do unique projects. So a lot of things happening in the county. I'm excited to see what's next, but things are happening, moving and shaking in Canyon Lake. I'm going to go off script again, and I'm sorry, Madam Clerk, but I believe we have our business spotlight. She's here, and she's a mom. And I believe we have, because I know this well, because I got 3 girls at home, and I know that you are needed elsewhere. So we're going to bring you on up to do, actually I'm going to have Councilmember Mark Terry introduce our business spotlight, our nonprofit. Yep. See, I got the business spotlight thing going, all the videos that we're doing.
The mayor is very excited because tonight we get to talk about Thomas the Train.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Who likes Thomas the Train, right? It is my pleasure to introduce Sarah Hardy, Manager of Visitor Experience for the Southern California Railway Museum. My grandchildren have frequently attended. Sarah has an extensive experience in both education and museums and is passionate about creating and engaging experiences that inspire curiosity and lifelong learning. She is joined today by her partner Alex and their youngest child Luke. Please join me in welcoming Sarah as she shares more about the museum and the important work they do.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. I apologize that he's
No, you're
crying out
good.
there. So thank you for that introduction. My name is Sarah. I work with the Southern California Railway Museum. And some of you have been there. Have any others of you visited before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great. Well, I'm excited to share for those of you that don't know the museum, and hopefully something new for those of you who have been there before. So a little bit about us. We are the largest railway museum in the Western United States. We sit on just over 114 acres and have 200 pieces of full-scale rolling stock. Notably, we have the largest and most complete collection of Los Angeles Railway yellow cars and Pacific Electric red cars. And we welcome about 80,000 visitors annually, hosting signature events like Day Out with Thomas. We have a new Harry Potter event this summer and the Polar Express. The next slide. So the museum started in 1956. It was founded by 14 young rail fans who really saw their passion for streetcars disappearing before their eyes. In the 50s, streetcars were rapidly being scrapped in favor of busing. So these 14 young men decided to start purchasing rail cars for scrap value. They started storing them in travel town, a Griffith Park. And then in 1959, bought 10 acres of a potato farm and a 1 mile stretch of abandoned right-of-way in Paris. And the rest is history. The museum is now celebrating its 70th year as a nonprofit. And that's really thanks to the dedication of members and volunteers. We have, like I said, over 114 acres. We're an open-air museum. We have a lot of different exhibit barns and 2 really beautiful parks with some mature shade trees. It's a really great way to spend an afternoon. I'm not going to spend too much time on our exhibits, but I hope you guys get a chance to see them all. They really range from our oldest being an 1880s narrow gauge collection. We have our Los Angeles Railway collection, Pacific Electric, our steam engine, and a whole diesel restoration barn, as well as an exhibit about Fred Harvey and his restaurants on the railroad. But we are so much more than a museum. So we are an operational railroad. So we operate our historic trains and trolleys on the weekends, and we also perform award-winning restoration. The 2 that are featured up on the slides are 2 of our most recent restoration projects. The Black and White 560 actually won a National Restoration Award for its achievement, and then the red, white, and blue one is our bicentennial that recently was mechanically restored, and it'll be running this 4th of July for the first time.
Nice.
We do a lot of work in-house also. We have over 2 miles of track, and it's all maintained by our volunteer maintenance of way crew, and we also have an on-site fire and emergency services that help support that hot work that's done on the tracks. So I really encourage you all to visit. We are open Tuesday through Sunday. It is free admission, so even if you're not a rail fan, it's a really nice way to spend an afternoon in our park spaces. You can book a guided tour Tuesday through Saturday for $5. Saturday and Sundays when we pull out our historic equipment for passenger rides. And we also do a lot of free community programming on the 1st and 3rd Saturdays. So the next one coming up is on the 20th for Father's Day. So dads will get to ride free, and we also have a mini Run One experience where you can operate a locomotive for 20 minutes. We welcomed 3,400 students this past year on our field trip programs. And then we also do gated admission events like Day Out with Thomas and Harry Potter. Those gated events are what help us create our operating budget and allow us to offer free admission through the rest of the year. So I really encourage you all to visit. And that's it. Yeah. Thank you so much for letting me speak about the museum. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you for coming tonight. We really appreciate it. First one that I'm going to go right into is Marlon. Marlon? Everyone knows who Marlon Johnson is. Marlon, we are proud to recognize him tonight because he's celebrating with his retirement after more than 20 years of dedication service in Canyon Lake dedication of service to Canyon Lake community. You first began service in Canyon Lake in 1993. Do you remember that day? Yeah? The Community Patrol, we were only a city for 3 years at that time. Through the Community Patrol contract program, and later joined the Canyon Lake POA in March 2006. In 2021, he brought his experience and commitment to the city, and the city of Canyon Lake benefits from that greatly. As code enforcement officer, he continued serving residents and helping preserve the quality of life that makes our community so special. Over the last few years, Marlon has been a familiar face to many and has consistently demonstrated professionalism, dedication, and genuine commitment to the public of service. On behalf of the city and the entire city council, my friend, I want to say thank you. Thank you for your professionalism and your, of course, your love and passion for the community, because when code enforcement comes running, usually people go the other way, but with you, they've always found a way to embrace everything you said, and your professionalism for me doing this job has made it so much easier. So we want to honor you. Please come up here and take this. We're going to let you speak too, because I know you're a talker. So you have to say, a few things. we have a certificate, and we also have a gift certificate for Jersey Mike's. All right? I know you'd eat that up. So tell us a little bit just about your experience and what it's been like dealing with Canyon Lake 12. Try to keep it positive. You have some great stories.
Well, you know, I've been here this whole time in a enforcement capacity, and you have to be firm sometimes, but you can always be fair, and you make people understand that. And I've made a lot of friends here, you know, even in that enforcement capacity. I've made a lot of friends here, and I still have them. I tend to keep my friends, and then I have this entourage that follows me around over here. They're family. Well, okay, so in the middle, the patriarch there, Mike McAlevey, his wife Pat, their daughter Jamie. I don't know where Healy went. She disappeared. There she is. She popped up here in the front. And that's Jamie and Corey's daughter Haley. And that's Corey, who, for some reason, stand up, Corey. This guy thinks I'm his dad. His mom never produced any evidence, okay, just so you know. But anyway, and they have been my family. My blood family is on the other end of the country, and they have been my family for over 20 years. So they came to support me.
Congratulations.
Anyway.
All right, we're gonna present this to you. Can I have everyone come up real quick?
Yeah.
We're gonna take a photo. So here's your certificate. Appreciate your service, and this is probably the best part.
I'm gonna hide that.
You're replacing him. Are you moving away?
For a period of time, I'll be back.
Okay.
And I have so many friends here, so many reasons.
Okay, look here and smile.
Show back.
Stop talking. Hold your certificate up.
Turn it around.
Okay, one looking this way, please. Awesome. I'm good.
We're gonna miss you now.
Congratulations, Marlon.
For y'all being here. So we got there is more. So this one's fun. Most of us up here are business owners, and we understand the importance of entrepreneurship, and I'm excited to tell a story, but also present some certificates to Wyatt and Cameron. Are you all here? Of course you guys are. You guys are wearing pink. I love that. So this is a cool story, so bear with me. This is youth entrepreneur recognition for Canyon Lake Trash Blasters. Anyone hear this? Trash blasters, you know those things, you know, that you clean trash cans, right? And so this is a cool story. We would like to recognize these young men because they're Canyon Lake entrepreneurs who are owners of the Canyon Lake Trash Blasters. And through their business, they provide power washing and trash can cleaning services throughout our community. The city first learned about their business through a resident and was immediately impressed by their initiative. I thought it was Marlon that, you know, ratted on them for out there doing work without a business. Just kidding, I'm not going to go there. Their hard work, they grew, as they worked to grow their business, city staff helped them obtain a business license. Awesome job, young men. And the city waived the license fee to support their efforts. Home Depot also donated some equipment to help them get started. Cameron and Wyatt, thank you for being such great examples of what can be accomplished with hard work and determination. So this is important. Let's give them a round of applause, please. I hope you two understand just what it means to own and operate a business, but also when you get involved in the community, things like this happen. Especially when it comes to, the city, we get excited about things like this, and you guys coming forward and doing the right thing, and hopefully leading your generation to do things and continue to be entrepreneurs. So I want to present this to you. Who's shy? Who's not shy out of the two of you? I'm going to make you talk. You got to come up here.
Mayor, I also have something for them.
I'm sorry, Mr. City Manager.
So I reached out to Home Depot. Home Depot did make the donation. We've made some arrangements for them to pick it up. Also, CR&R, I have a $50 Home Depot gift card from CR&R.
Nice.
And then I also have one from me, just as an individual, not as an employee of the city. I do have the receipt available for anybody that would like a copy of it to see that it came from me, save the staff time of the PRA. The card really for me was it resonated so much as I started my first business in 6th grade. There's a thing, I don't know if you guys have heard of them, called a newspaper that they used to have when I was young. And you owned your route. And when this came in, it was a big deal to see. We hear about all the kids that are out there on e-bikes that are tearing up golf courses and doing all these horrible things. And we see the future pillars of the community in what you're doing. So I wanted to, I'll give these to the mayor, but this is from CR&R and from me. So I want to help you get started and being the responsible business owners you are. Thank you.
All right, so I got to ask, who started it? At the same time? There's no way you both came up with the idea at the same time. Whose trash can smelled worse? Tell us about your business. Tell us what you do. Turn, look that way. Don't be nervous. Free advertisement right here.
Okay. Well, first,
You network, right? You try to get as much customers as you can. And the service that you provide is you clean all the trash cans, including the green goods? Yeah, no matter what, no matter how bad it is. I got diapers still.
yeah,
So it's still coming, and you're making that happen, right?
all of it.
Okay, so what's your favorite part about the job that you're doing? It's okay.
Just helping out the community and
You guys weren't expecting this.
How much do you charge?
Yeah, what's your rates? How much do you charge? How does the program work?
we charge roughly $20 per trash can.
Okay. And then can someone come and sign up and say, hey, I want you to come once a month?
Yeah.
And they can do that with you, and it's $20 per trash can. So if I have 3, it'd be $60 a month. But you would come to my house every single month, and you would do that service. Okay. And how many customers do you have right now, or have you serviced in Canyon Lake?
I think 6.
Okay. So you guys are just getting started, right? So this is a free commercial, so I'm doing the best I can, guys. You see what I'm saying? So it's important that we reach out to you. Where can we find you? Where do we? Is it on Facebook? Is it on Instagram? Are we on TikTok? Where are we at?
We're on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, mainly that's it.
And I know that we're working with CR&R, right, Mr. City Manager? So maybe we can bring CR&R to get them to the worst dumpsters that they've ever seen in their life to see how good they can do. And you guys can turn that into a TikTok and maybe dance around it and see if you can get some views, right? Right? Is
Mayor
that good?
Smith, are you going to do a business spotlight on this?
Yeah, we're going to do a business spotlight on this. Maddie, we're going to do this. And maybe you guys can get with Donna Ritchie, because she's an expert on social media, and she can kind of teach you guys how to get into the algorithm system to get viewerships on your videos. Is that cool? Does that sound good?
I have a question.
Yes.
What if I want my trash can clean, but there is trash in it?
It's got to be empty, right?
Yeah.
That's a curveball. You haven't had that one yet. New customer base. So what would you say to that?
So we have to, so the trash, your trash taken out. So
Best to call you when the trash is empty.
Got
So
it.
you prefer to have it, most likely, I think the ideal situation, again, I'm trying to help you guys out. My trash comes on Tuesday. So I want to try to schedule you guys on Wednesday or Tuesday in the evening, because I know the trash can bins are empty because they get picked up before 12, right? Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Good. Okay.
Can I be a partner with you guys? Yeah, I got pressure washers, right, so Darcy Burke doesn't get mad at us, right? We don't want any water leaking off into the lake, right? All right, so on behalf of the city, we just seriously want to say thank you guys. Thank you for taking your business seriously. Thank you for working with the city. We want to help you along the way. Bug our city manager as much as you want, okay? It's important. And with that, thank you. So we want to present this. We're going to take a photo. Come on, council, real quick. Let's do this.
All right, let's squeeze in, everyone. We'll take it in 3, 2, 1. Take a few. Perfect.
Yeah, they matched their shirts with the mayor's tie. That was impressive.
It's almost like it was planned.
That may be one of the best stories of the year.
Yeah, phenomenal. I love it, guys. Thank you. And this is the fun part because you guys don't have to stay for the boring stuff, but that's okay. But before you leave, I want you to hear an important update from our water board director, Darcy Burke, and she's going to talk about all the right things to do, but more importantly, what's going on with our lake and give us some updates.
Thank you, city, for helping these gentlemen, because the first question I get is, where's all the nasty water going to go, right? And that's always my first concern. Thank you for cleaning the trash can, but don't trash the lake, right? Because all that goo and treasure that's at the bottom of your trash can goes right into the lake and feeds the algae, and I don't have to tell you the rest of the story. So thank you, city manager, thank you, city council, thank you, staff, and thank you, young men, for doing it the right way.
Good job, guys.
Super, super important. And, you know, I hear the same thing about car washing and, oh, but it's my car and it's my driveway. It's still everybody's phosphorus, so it doesn't matter. But I want to, this is a great example of solving a problem that we have to work around regulatory constraints. We don't make them up, we just get to solve the problem. So just kudos. This is a great story. I don't have a lot of great other news in here, so
That's great.
This is wonderful. And I'm going to take this back to our board and see if there's something else that maybe we can enhance their experience with as well. Let's see what we can do.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I apologize for not being here the last few months. I have been in Northern California and Washington, D.C. a lot. I've been working on a special project and asking for money. And those projects and those visits pay off, because about the end of last month, we got $10 million from Congressman Calvert in a community-directed spending, or known as an earmark. And that's for some wells that we have that has my favorite contaminant of du jour, PFAS. It's not just the lake, it's in our groundwater too. And that $10 million is going to go a long way in addressing that issue. And Congressman Calvert has been a champion for infrastructure projects for Elsinore Valley, and I'm just extremely grateful. And he came through again, and we really need every dollar we can get. Tomorrow night, we are going to consider approving the updated urban water management plan. I know. Put your seatbelts on. It's so exciting. It's a plan we update every 5 years, and the bottom line really is, it tells us, can we be reliable for our community in the next 20 years? And if not, based on all the things you want to do, whether it's put skyscrapers in the town center, or who knows what you want to do on the new property, we have to plan that. We have to deliver water for that. And if we can't do it by what sources we have, how are we going to do that? And one of the things that hasn't been incorporated in anybody's urban water management plan yet is data centers. Mm-hmm. So that will be coming to a water board near you very soon. Oh, get excited. There's electricity in that too. I really wanted to talk a little bit about all of the capital improvement projects we have. So it's about $650 million, I think, we've been spending. And one of them is on Mission Trail, which is a sewer trunk line. I know sewer's not exciting, but it's necessary. You really appreciate it when your toilet doesn't work, let me tell you. And we have been able to convert the area known as Sedco Hills and the Avenues from septic to sewer through grants, all paid for by the state of California. But that took our sewer line to capacity. So we have to make it bigger. So you're going to be inconvenienced if you happen to go down Mission Trail. I'm sorry. You're going to be inconvenienced till probably December. And if it rains, you'll be inconvenienced longer. And again, I'm sorry, but it is absolutely necessary. You don't see those sewer lines, but believe me, you need them. And we're very excited to get that project done and get development in that area back on track and help them. Unfortunately, I have some other bad news. On Mother's Day, we had 2 employees pass away in their sleep. One, a very long-time employee, and one, a younger mom. She had a 19-year-old daughter, and her services are still pending. And what's the chances you think you have 2 employees pass away in their sleep on the same day? And one had been with us for years, and actually Sadir worked on Lake Elsinore and Lejua and really did a lot to clean up Lake Elsinore. And Amanda had only been with us a few months. She came from Eastern, actually. So I think it was just a reminder to us to make sure we take care of each other, and we were able to provide some assistance to our employees that had to deal with that coming into work and finding out that their coworker was gone. But it also reminded us of a new program we had, which is the Community Assistance Program. You know, we have the RARE program for those individuals or households that struggle to pay their water bill. And yes, water and wastewater services are expensive. I'm not going to be one that tells you, oh, it's so affordable. I don't think they are. We're working ways to fix that. But when you have someone, maybe a neighbor, that had a spouse die, and that spouse was the one that paid the bills, had no idea that they had a water bill to pay. And so they're about to get shut off, and that number has increased, right? And now you're into penalties, and that money's not available. We have no way of helping them. By law, we're restricted. So we developed the Community Assistance Program that allows us to get donations, and that pot is restricted, and that is only for families that you don't have to be income eligible. It's just those bad things happen in life, and we could help our neighbors, whether it's a death or a job loss or a bad illness. It allows us some flexibility to help those that need the help the most without breaking a Prop 218 process or using a ratepayer-funded mechanism to offset some of that, which we absolutely cannot do. Next month, the mayor and I will have a conversation at the country, or coffee at the Country Club on July 8th. Partly because we know Canyon Lakers really like to celebrate the birthday of the United States of America, and they start early, and so do their visitors and guests, so we kicked it back a week. So that's at 7:30. So if you have concerns, if you're angry, if you'd like to talk about something, if you want to talk about rates or a policy that you don't like, the mayor and I talked about a policy we have that he doesn't like today. That's a great place to do it, because this format doesn't work for the public, right? You can't have a dialogue. And I want to be able to give you the respect and the time you need, and those coffees have been a really good opportunity to do that, so I hope you'll join us. Yesterday, California got some really good news. The Bureau of Reclamation nominated a new commissioner, and she is from the Central Valley. She's a third-generation farmer, and she is a good friend for California, and she is a great friend for Elsinore Valley. And we are really hoping that she's able to move those negotiations in a more positive, equitable manner. She gets it. She gets us. She has really no skin in the game because she's from the Central Valley. They do not depend on the Colorado River. But she has one thing that a lot of people don't: common sense.
Nice.
It's the darndest thing. You can't buy it at the store. My farmers have a saying about stupid. You can't fix it, not even with duct tape. And duct tape fixes almost everything. But they have no saying about how you get common sense. Mayor, you mentioned it was an election the other day. And what I have noticed and tracked, that when it's an election year, we get more water allocated from the State Water Project than when it's not an election year. It's just a coincidence. So we got 45% of what our 100% allocation is, which is people are excited about. I'm not. We have to pay for 100% of that water. Our fee at Metropolitan, through all our member agencies, it's $700 million a year. But you're only getting 45% of the water. You get to pay 100% of the price, though. Farmers got 20. Now realize they decided what to grow last year. That's in the ground, and they don't have the water necessarily to finish that off. So when you go to the grocery store and you're angry, I want you to think about the special interest groups that are making sure that people don't have the water they need. Instead, people are lining their pockets with money to make sure that water becomes something that we continue to fight about. Canyon Lake Water Treatment Plant. Is that not the project I've talked about since God was a small child? The requests for proposals for the treatment plant are on the street. They are due June 30th. I've been warned. It's going to be a lot more expensive than I even think it's going to be. But I'm hopeful. That's not a strategy. That's just a state of being. So we'll see what it's going to be. We are also considering, in the near future, a purchase agreement with San Diego County Water Authority for their surplus water. And that's something that General Manager Thomas and I have been working on 2 years next month. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen easily. And a good negotiation means that everybody feels like they won and they lost something. So we'll see how that goes, what the board considers, and what the final deal is. And I'm happy to take any questions.
Any questions?
Quick, kind of a simple question. Usually your coffee at the country club's in the morning.
It is. This one is too. It's 7:30.
7:30. You said
July 8th. It's a conversation. We haven't done an evening one. We have to get that on the calendar, but this is coffee.
you said 7:30, and I'm kind of going.
AM.
AM, yes.
It's late. I start my day way earlier than that, but 7:30 for those that like to, join us on their way to the office.
Yep. And, since you asked the question and since you brought it up, for those of you that are here and listening, it is a good opportunity because we usually have a member of the POA board there as well. And so you're literally getting all the entities for Canyon Lake. So that way, and we do a good job staying in our lane, and it's actually very beneficial. So, encourage residents to please keep attending. So thank you. Any other questions? We good?
Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right. With that, Director Jeff Bill from the Canyon Lake Property Owners Association. 2 nights in a row, my friend. Sorry, we did not extend the microphone. It's still short.
I'm used to it. It's Darcy Burke fun size. Mayor Pro Tem, staff, thanks for having me. I'm a little disappointed in Councilmember Terry that he didn't know who Tony Hawk was.
I knew who he was.
We're the same age.
I didn't know he was a legend.
We're the same age, Councilmember Terry, and so is Tony Hawk. You gotta give it the times, brother.
No, he is right. It's not 35. It's 45 and 50s who are.
I'm a little concerned.
I know, I am too.
The memory starts going when you get older. I also wanted to say to Marlon, I haven't interacted with you a lot, but whenever I have seen you and passed by, you have always been friendly, courteous, and very professional. I know that the community has plenty of positive things to say about you, and you are going to be missed as you move on. So I'm glad we got to see you tonight, and I'm glad I got to say that to you because I wanted to say it to you for a while. So enough with that stuff. Let's talk about the summer kickoff at the POA. Saturday, June 13th, Cars and Coffee. Starts at 8 a.m. I'm sure the mayor will be there with all his hot rods and all that sort of stuff.
The mayor's broke.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to be nice. Taco Tuesday, June 16th, on the front lawn. The lodge has new summer hours. The hours now are Tuesday, which we weren't open on before, through Sunday from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. Coming up at the end of the month is the Bob Seger Silver Tribute Band Guild Concert. I can't say that real fast. There's a lot of big words there. Tickets are still available. The VIP is $60. The general admission is $45. And it starts at 6:30 on June 27th. And I highly recommend you guys go. And I recommend that because I know the singer and he's just good. He's
That's
very
good.
good. And he grew up here in Canyon Lake and used to work in our operations department. So I hope you guys come out and support him as he comes out to entertain us. So the holidays are coming up. Holiday guest access, as a reminder, The east gate will be for member access only. We're doing this to eliminate all the traffic jams.
Yeah, how's that been going, by the way?
It's actually gone very, very well.
Because you've done it for a few events now.
We have. It's gone great, to be honest with you. The members seem very happy. Every once in a while, something goes wrong here and there, but it's done very well. The main gate will be for visitor access, and we will have security out there with iPads, checking people in as they're coming into the lanes. We've requested help to direct traffic at the intersection from RSO, just to make sure that it doesn't back up too much with people stopping in the intersection. But we will have people, I think, you ever heard of this place, In-N-Out Burger or Chick-fil-A? How they get out there and take your order?
Yeah,
That's what they'll be doing, so we're gonna have them out there doing that. North Gate is open to visitors or members. But obviously, members can get in at any gate, but it would be best to just use the east gate since that's members only. Also, want to remind people, regular service providers are not allowed access unless it is for medical or emergency services. We've had issues in the past where service providers have brought in van loads of people, and that's created some issues. So that's the fun stuff. Want to let people know that since summer's here, we are enhancing our security, our community patrol with e-bike patrols. We're going to have a couple of community patrol members out there on e-bikes. We have expanded the number of personnel that we have, and we will be patrolling and enforcing things a lot more strictly than we have in the past because, as we all know, summer's here and school's out.
Will they be doing wheelies as well?
You know, they've
Are they
been
required
training
to
for
wear
this,
helmets?
and, you know, you just ruined the surprise.
Okay.
Just want to say, we're also setting up some ramps and some rings with fire and all that.
Fiesta Day's all over. Okay.
Yeah, so, well, we got to do something to keep up with these kids.
Yeah.
So, and then last but not least is we do have a board vacancy. So we are accepting applications. The deadline is at the close of business on June 19th. We are hopeful to get people with a financial background to fill in for Director Medved, who has left us to move out of the area, who had a very strong financial background. And we'd really like to replace that with someone who has that because he was very valuable and he's going to be missed. So we really hope to have someone in that area come and join us. We have received multiple applications. They will be reviewed and hopefully we'll find someone with those strengths. That's all I have unless you have any questions, comments, or insults.
Let's start with the insults. Keep the night alive. You got anything? You guys good? Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you. All right, moving on. Johnny, you're up, brother. As always, you guys have been busy. Can you start off by telling us about the biggest grand opening ribbon cutting that you guys have had this last month?
Is this on? Oh, yeah. Okay, perfect. Red Hawk. Yes.
Please talk about Red Hawk. How cool was that?
All right. Yeah, Red Hawk, that was an incredible event. Great music.
Yep.
It was, I mean, they did it right. They planned ahead, which is a big part of running a great event. The support of the chamber, the sponsors, and just the communication between, Red Hawk and the chamber. It was really well laid out. The social media took over their reposting of our posts and back and forth. So it was a great event. I'm glad the council was there and you were there as well, Mayor Smith, and it was incredible. It was one of our largest and it went very smoothly. So one thing I wish we did was taking a group picture,
Yeah.
which we missed out on. It was,
For those of you that didn't attend, the reason why I want to talk about it, because there was probably close, I would say 80, maybe approaching 100 people, easy. And they had it set up for that, and it was pretty incredible to see that for ribbon cutting in Canyon Lake.
Yeah.
So you guys killed it.
yeah, that communication I think was key
Yeah.
to that whole event. Well, good evening, Mayor Smith, Mayor Pro Tem Castillo, council members, city staff. I have 3 items, but I want to start off by congratulating the young men back there. Gave me a great idea to maybe have a junior membership
Yes.
of the chamber,
Yep.
maybe a 19 and under. So I'll be reaching out to them. And
If the board passes that, let me know what it is, and I'll cover their fee.
all right, excellent. Yeah.
I'll do it personally. I'm not going to try to expense it. just so everyone
We'll have
knows.
it on Zoom and everything, that way.
No
we're
conflict of interest here, yes. Let me know what that is, and I'll take care of it for those fine gentlemen.
Absolutely. So I have three items before I give it to the all encompassing Director of Events, Rick Tobin. So our recent appointment of Cy Nevenbong as Director of Strategic Initiatives. I've been privately stalking Cy for some time in a good way, and I think she's going to be an added value to the Chamber Board of Directors with her experience. So we're extremely excited. We will be announcing two board members, new board members in the near future in the next couple weeks. So we'll have a full board of 8. Then we can really kick things up. We also honored Debbie Gagnon, and that's the proper way to pronounce her last name. I learned that through many visits of the Post, the Pack Rappin' Post. Mayor Smith was there. Councilmember Stieber was there. That was a great event. We honored her with a plaque, and I'm blessed to have her on the ad hoc committee as well, with her 40 years of experience and what's been happening down here in our beautiful place. Also, too, we're honored to have the Canyon Lake Chamber featured on the city's digital sign. I was out there. It was funny. I took my golf cart, drove down. Just I'm getting ready to take a picture. It turned off. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Got back in, left, came back. It was on. Got out of my cart, got ready to take a picture. It was off. So I don't know. We got to work on something. But we're very proud to have an opportunity to celebrate and showcase our incredible businesses. We sincerely thank the city for providing a platform for us to really show off our business. I mean, we have a chamber that's in lights. That's pretty cool. But it's really valuable to really showcase our businesses, Business of the Month. So I want to thank each and every one of you for providing that platform. It's really valuable to the chamber.
Johnny, I do have some bad news, though. See, Maddie was watching you from her office. So every time that you did this, she just turned it off real quick.
You know, I thought of that.
It's these games they like to play. You know, it's just not fun for any of us.
There must be a picture of me looking around.
Exactly. She just doing the thing, and this guy's laughing in the background.
Yeah. But I want to also thank Maddie for making that process very seamless. I was like, when is it going to be up? She goes, it's up. I was like, oh, beautiful. That's when I drove down.
Nice.
Wasn't able to take a picture, but I want to thank you all. We really appreciate it, and so the businesses. Rick?
Good evening. First off, I'd like to say congratulations to Marlon. Last year at the State of the City, my main memory was hanging out with him, putting together the gift bags and laughing.
Nice.
So, this is what a cool guy, so congrats.
He is a cool guy. That's a good way to put it. That's what the certificate should have said.
Yeah,
to
cool
one
guy.
cool guy.
Yeah. Okay, so first, Business of the Month. This is the best-known business I've ever announced. Castle and Cook. They own Dole Pineapple, or they sold it off. Lanai. One of the best courses I ever played in my life was Logic Quelly in Lanai. They also own Pacific Clay. The Chamber was honored to go on a tour there last month. A lot of the bricks around the country, like at my old campus, USC, UCLA, Harvard, has produced their Pacific Clay. So congrats to them. And then for events, first off, I'd like to say the event that the Chamber helped support on Saturday, locally rooted's Eat Some Beats at it's either the Elk or Elm Grove Beach. That was spectacular. I love beach parties. I'd never been in that beach before, and that was just a phenomenal event. So we were honored to help support that. Tomorrow evening at Sports Stop is our next Chamber mixer, 5:30 to 7, so we hope to see you there. Ria's a big supporter of the Chamber. And then, 10 days from now, the event that I've been promoting the most, along with the Chambers, the Land Cruise, 10 days from now. We're down to 8 bus seats. We also have the Long Beach Chamber, a lot of the board members coming, and they may be bringing the mayor of Long Beach, Rex Richardson. They just coincidentally doing a ribbon cutting down the street. We're going to have a lot of well-known speakers there. Chuck Whitehead's going to be one of the speakers from Cole Banker. Sue Fries, she has a radio show. She has a termite company. She's a very renowned speaker. A lot of other people. So, again, it's only $50. We have 8 seats. We have a brand new luxury charter bus that's going to arrive here, leave Saturday, June 20th, 8 a.m. It's a full-day event. Lots of food, mimosas, a lot of speakers, a lot of networking. So I hope you can make that. And then on was it next Thursday, the all-chamber mega mixer at MSJC or Mount San Jacinto College there, the Temecula campus. That's what, 3:30 to 7. And then next Friday, we all love sweets, Jenny's Sugar Shack ribbon cutting, 5:30 to 7. That'll be Friday, June 26th. And I think that's it for the rest.
Good job. Any questions for our chamber? You guys rock and roll. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that concludes presentations and there, Madam Clerk. Nope. Moving on, public hearing time. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a 2-minute break. What Call back to order at 7:58. We're gonna rock and roll. We got some items we got to get through, council. So, is Councilmember Stieber good to go?
Yes, I'm here.
Perfect. Thank you so much. All right, moving on. This is public hearing item number 11. This is adoption resolution establishing emergency medical service. This is our EMS program here in Canyon Lake. And with that, I'm going to let, actually, I'm going to announce the time. It is 7:58. All right, Mr. City Manager, you're up.
Thank you, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem and Council. This item is the public hearing for the EMS program fees for fiscal year 26-27. This has been brought back as requested by council with no increase. The budget reflects that same thing, so staff is making the recommendation for it to be adopted with the existing rates as they are.
Perfect. Any questions from council? Waiting for the delay from Councilmember Stieber. Perfect.
No questions, just glad that we were able to move this medical or the emergency medical services again another year with no increased costs.
Perfect. All right. Any public testimonies on this, Madam Clerk? All right. If there are no rebuttals, I'm going to publicly close the meeting. What is it? 7:59. Okay. I do need a motion and a second on this item.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Castillo?
Aye.
Councilmember Stieber?
Aye.
Councilmember Terry?
Aye.
Councilmember Welty?
Aye.
Mayor Smith?
Aye.
Motion passes.
I'm cool. This is cool. I like item number 12. Go ahead. Take it away. Mr. City Manager.
Absolutely. Thank you so much again, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem and Council. As we are a smaller city, we've got to get creative in what we do. And there's a really good guy over in Wildemar, the city manager, that I happen to know. Some of you may know his name as well. It's Chris Mann. And
He's all right.
Is he the one that used to work here?
yeah, that's the same one.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he made the mistake of going to lunch with me, and while he was there, I kind of planted a seed. And as we do, we talk back and forth about what's going on with our cities. And one of the struggles they have, which boo-hoo, is their growth and the development and all the things they have going on.
Walmart.
Right. Getting a Walmart, and the struggle that we have is really our planning is for the most part residential. We do obviously have a commercial area, which is now mixed use here at the town center, but our planning is really, for the most part, I use the term simple, but it's not simple. It's very scientific, but in terms of the larger cities comparable, it's just not there. And for us to pay a full-time planner and all that comes with that, the fully burdened rate, the ongoing PERS, all of that, it just makes absolutely no sense. The alternative to that is you contract with some of the for-profit agencies, and their rates are much higher than what we would get if we had somebody that was here full-time. But now you're not paying the ongoing costs. So I proposed to Chris Mann that we bring to our respective councils a solution for both of our issues. And this is really, in our minds, in my mind and Chris's, this is really going to solve that problem by allowing us to contract with them for half of one of their planners. And that will cover all of our needs. They'll be able to provide the HCD updates, any guidance we need in any of the state required items, plus handle our day-to-day planning for zoning and things like that. So what we have is a proposal for an agreement that should be finalized very quickly if council has approved this, based on an agreement based on approval of the city attorney that will allow us to pay, for this year it would be $75,000 to essentially pay for half of that employee, and then as their steps progress and any raises they get, we would be incurring those additional raises for that. But again, always at half, and again, it solves every one of the planning struggles we're having now. So that is the staff recommendation, that we move forward with an agreement with the city of Wildemar for these services.
I'm just worried because, the city attorney is going to get involved, and if Wildemar see how good of a city attorney Steven is. They're going to want his services. So just let him share them.
I'll stay in the middle, Mayor, so that they don't get
yeah.
to see that.
Yeah, we don't need him, flocking away to yet another city.
The city manager made sure to keep me at arm's length.
Yep.
I sent the drafts to him only.
Okay.
So I don't think there's any significant risk of that at this time, Mayor.
Perfect. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Is there any public comments? Any comments from my colleagues? With that, I'll be happy to make the motion.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Aye.
Councilmember Stevens?
Aye.
Councilmember Terry?
Aye.
Councilmember Welty?
Aye.
Mayor Smith?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, business item number 13. Looks like our city attorney's taking this one.
Your city attorney's been busy. This was on my to-do list in advance of the city starting up its own police department. So you will see us paying a lot more attention to certain aspects of the municipal code that to this point we've kept up to date. But as we begin to operate our police department, you'll be seeing more additions to Title 11, which relates to health and safety. These three are all generally related.
Number 13, 14, and 15?
Yes.
Are we able to take them up as one?
No. So do we have them listed as, it's item number 13, and it's ordinance 278, which regulates nitrous oxide, 279 regulating kratom products, and 280 regulating drug paraphernalia. And yes, you can take all three of them at the same time, Mayor.
Perfect.
So the nitrous oxide and the kratom ordinances, this is part of a county-wide effort among all of the incorporated cities and the unincorporated areas of the county to have comprehensive and uniform regulations as it relates to the sale of nitrous oxide for recreational drug use and kratom. Kratom is a plant from Southeast Asia. It has opioid-like effects when taken in larger concentrations or when created synthetically. Some places call it gas station heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
It's real bad.
And then nitrous oxide is laughing gas.
Yep.
It's just sometimes distributed in balloons called whippets. And the effect of these is serious. In one of my other agencies that I serve, we actually have 2 traffic fatalities that are directly attributed to nitrous oxide use while driving.
Wow.
And then the last one relates to the sale of drug paraphernalia. And the advertising of this towards youth. So combined, all three of these will give our new police department enhanced enforcement capabilities at keeping our town center clear of illicit drugs and drug activity and enhancing the quality of life for Canyon Lake.
Clear.
Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any public comments? Thank you, Madam Clerk. Are there any questions from my colleagues? Seeing none.
No question, but a comment.
Yes.
I'm glad to see this on the agenda. This isn't just a Canyon Lake or a Riverside County problem. This is definitely a huge national problem, and I'm excited to see an ordinance like this. And if none of my colleagues have any further questions or comments, I'd like to set a motion.
Cool. I'll second it. Roll call vote, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Castillo?
Aye.
Councilmember Stevens?
Aye.
Councilmember Terry?
To be clear, we're voting on
Just 13.
just 13.
Yep.
Okay. Aye.
Councilmember Welty?
Aye.
Mayor Smith?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, moving on. Item number 14. This is the introduction and first reading of ordinance number 281. Mr. City Attorney, you're up again, and you're on the next one too.
I am. Ordinance number 281 is an ordinance addressing an issue that has received a lot of discussion in the city of Canyon Lake and statewide recently. And again, this directly flows out of the establishment of the city's police department. So now that we will have our own police department, worked very closely with our police chief to make sure that we do have a local ordinance on the books that will address this unique community's needs. So there are new enhanced state laws that are coming out regarding e-bicycles. It's been getting traction over the last few years. But especially over the last, I'd say, 6 months, after we've had a few fatalities directly attributed to minors operating, which are vehicles which are improperly called e-bikes, or it'd be better to call them e-motorcycles.
Surons.
So these are electric bikes. They don't have pedals, and they can exceed 25 miles per hour or 28 miles per hour. So the proposed ordinance here does include a lot of regulations regarding the operation to ensure that these vehicles are operated in a safe manner. There's explicit prohibitions on the electric motorcycles and non-compliant electric vehicles. Golf carts and neighborhood electric vehicles are exempt from the definition of this ordinance because we already have a regulatory ordinance related to those. And unique to the city of Canyon Lake, unique compared to any entity that I advise, are additional provisions regarding to the applicability to private property.
Right.
So Canyon Lake is a unique community in the state of California and the country. The vast majority of the streets in the city are actually private streets within the Property Owners Association. So the ordinance as drafted, without any further, applies to public areas, public streets, areas owned and operated by the city and other public entities. However, under section 1403050, the chapter may be enforced on private roads, private common areas, private recreational areas, at the request of a property owners association, common interest development, like the Merchants Association, only after they have adopted rules of their own that mirror these. They have filed a written request with the city manager for enforcement on the private property, and they enter into an agreement in a form approved by the city attorney.
So essentially, once this ordinance obviously gives teeth to the idea that our POA board could potentially look at their own ordinance that would allow the city to then start looking at ways to help out with the e-bike issue that is so popular, as you can tell.
There's no one here
through-
except
throughout
one
the community.
person. Thank
Yep.
you for coming.
And, so I think it's great that we're doing this. I mean, this is something that has been asked of us, and I'm glad to see the language in there, that it's gonna require them to also participate too. I mean, we're now gonna be, in my opinion, the more enforcing agency. We were obviously with RSO, but especially now with our own police department. So it's a big deal that we're doing this, so.
And so, this is, the homeowners, our property owners association has not adopted the vehicle code to be enforced behind the gates, to my knowledge. And so we had to look at a way where we could have this partnership in a way that would be consistent with state law. So that's why you have these specific provisions. And if the Property Owners Association, the Merchants Association decide that they would like to have the city enforce these rules on that private property, then, like you said, they would need to adopt substantially similar rules and then enter into an agreement with the city where we would have that authority to enforce on their private property. Additionally, there is an exception for security personnel of the private property owner. They may continue to use these vehicles on the private property with the permission of the owner. That's based on our understanding, I think it was actually discussed today, that they're going to have their own bicycle or motorcycle patrols. So we want to continue to allow them to have that ability. There is the authorization for the police department to seize illegal electric motorcycles in certain circumstances, including reckless operation, willful disregard for traffic control devices, unsafe riding. Essentially, if there's a safety issue, there's a nexus to a safety issue, this person, if they continue to have this, they present a safety issue, then it can be seized, and it will only be returned after they attend a safety class. And if they're a minor, their parent has to come in to retrieve the vehicle. They would also be liable for any storage costs incurred by the city.
Councilmember Welty?
This is exciting. I mean, we had visions of how we would be changing the patrol in the community, and this is one step, hopefully, of many, where we can really, we're trying to protect the kids in the end. They're driving around recklessly, and they're the ones vulnerable because the drivers in cars are much safer than the e-bikers. So this is exciting for me and kind of part of everything we hope for when we Start our own force.
So essentially, they can take our ordinance and just incorporate it by reference.
That would be one way to do it. The ordinance has a section regarding specific operations and prohibitions. They can adopt a rule, regulation, or equivalent that essentially mirrors that or incorporates it by reference, and then enters into an agreement with the city, authorizing the city to enforce our ordinance and their regulations on their property.
So I noticed that it authorizes if the, hypothetically, POA decides to accept this, that the city could enforce it on parks and trails and, common areas that are used, not only public common areas, but private common areas. Would that include golf cart, what are they called, paths? Golf cart paths?
Yep. On the golf
That,
course.
that could be included as well.
Uh-huh.
And
It's a very good point, Mayor Pro Tem, because that's the entry point that we're talking about of them coming in.
Yeah.
And, I know that the Chief Rails doesn't have a microphone, but, I'm curious, we're starting to see a lot of municipalities, flatbed trucks taking on e-bikes. And I'm assuming that, there's still this standard out there for law enforcement that they're not pursuing these individuals with Surons. And it has to be these kids are pulled over and then they're taking these Surons. Are you able to comment on that, Chief, on what you're hearing, on what's happening with e-bikes and whatnot?
Yeah, with the Surons, is this working? Yeah, with the Surons, vehicle code does apply. So Captain Boyd is over. They're doing a lot of that right now. They're taking them, impounding them. Parents have to come in and pay quite a bit of money to get them out. Actually, more than what the Suron is worth. So yeah, we'll be doing the same.
Captain, in your experience, is the sheriff's department, because we're seeing a lot of photos in Riverside County, at least. These kids are giving up, right? I mean, there's no chasing going on, and then how is it happening? Because I'm seeing multiple photos of a AAA truck or whatever with 5 or 6 of them. Menifee PD just did one. They just did an announcement that they got 6 of them in a row. Walk us through, since we're talking to this ordinance, what would that look like in regards to an enforcement standpoint when you have Surons driving through?
Yeah.
What is that?
Sorry, somebody was asking me a question.
Was it a Canyon Lake or just kidding?
Well, yeah, ideally, we would like everybody to stop if you're breaking the law and everything else like that. We're not seeing a large amount of it, but we do get some people that run. A lot of them in those cases are adults that are on those bikes that are running. And it's a great question because it's challenging because you have to, is the juice worth the squeeze?
Right.
Type thing. So we have to try and get creative on how we're enforcing that. In Lake Elsinore, we're using drones basically to kind of do some overflights and maybe follow them where they don't know that we're watching, follow them home, and then go knock on the door and talk to the parents or try and get them that way. While we're on the subject, I'd like to add that my interpretation of the vehicle code for that is recently I took a field trip to Canyon Lake Middle School, and I went over to the bike rack and just took a look around, and some of the bikes that are in there that are tagged with the Canyon Lake registration stickers, I was able to look at that and see. And we're talking about e-bikes and e-motorcycles, right? And I think the city attorney made the very clear distinction that those are 2 different vehicles, right? And the second that you remove the chain, and this is what I saw, you take the chain off the pedals, the e-bike might have pedals on it, but as soon as you remove the chain from that or disable that chain, it now becomes a modification of that vehicle. And I hope that anybody that's listening out there, as a parent, they look at what their kids are doing. When they take those chains off, you're now modifying it, which makes it an e-motorcycle technically.
Yeah, it's called fixed pedal.
Yep.
Yep.
And so that's an important distinction that we're going to start looking at because as the Elsinore Municipal Code is just now getting adopted as you guys are doing it. Those are the things that we're going to start looking at, and there's a huge education component of it in the beginning, but there's going to be a very limited time of that, and it's going to be zero tolerance because it's enough. I'm an avid e-bike rider. I don't want to see all this stuff. I don't want to see it taken away because it's fun.
Yep.
It's opened up a lot of opportunities, and I think they're fantastic for parents. It's a great tool to get kids back and forth to school, but with that comes a lot of responsibility, right? And you're giving your children basically this tool to go out there and ride at 12 years old, that they don't necessarily understand the risks that they're taking on, right? And they're driving in traffic, and it'd be one thing if you stayed on the side of the road, but like everywhere else, every time I drive home, I see them, they can't just not ride a wheelie in the middle of the street. It gets frustrating. Because you're trying to protect them, you don't want to get involved, but it jams traffic up and it creates confusion. If they just do what they're supposed to, and it takes parenting and education, we're going to get into the schools, and Jim and I will work together to do that stuff as part of this, because, you know, a lot of the children that live in this community, obviously they attend school, you know, in Lake Elsinore Unified School District. So we're going to send that messaging out here over the summer through Parent Square and things like that to try and really get ahead of this and let people know what you can and what you can't do. Again, I want everybody to have fun, but they need to be safe about it.
Can I make one more comment? One of the other things that I appreciate about this ordinance is that if the POA or the Merchants Association accepts it and mirrors it such that they have the same rules, it still doesn't create an obligation on the part of the city for dedicated patrol or security services, that kind of thing. And I think that's important because we're not becoming allied, right? We're going to be police, and we're not downgrading into private security, correct?
Mayor Pro Tem, the way I would explain this is, in the event that they did adopt the ordinance and go through that process, it allows us to do something where without this, we can do nothing. I don't even know, would you have reckless driving that you would encounter with that? I know you'd have DUI capabilities, but those two would probably be the only times you could really get involved with an e-bike on private property. Would that be correct?
Well, yeah, as long as, if it's a misdemeanor, the vehicle code, something like that would allow us.
Right, so aside from this, we could do nothing, but we would not take over for Allied. We would not become the e-bike patrol. It just gives them a method to do something about it.
So the way I read this is that it's not just reckless, but it's careless, unsafe speeds, failure to yield, riding against traffic, then the stunts and the wheelies and all that stuff. But
If the ordinance is adopted, correct?
Unsafe manner. So I think it is a lot of the things that concern Canyon Lake residents. Conduct that intentionally or recklessly frightens, harasses, or threatens others. I think we've heard a lot about that.
It's almost as though staff went on social media and copy and pasted all the issues and concerns
It's almost as though.
that Canyon Lake have brought up when it comes to e-bikes.
It's wild.
It's wild because it's right there. So
Our ordinance.
this is this is our ordinance, but you know, to further that, it's what I said in the beginning of this meeting, you know, about the Mayor Pro Tem, you know, the willingness to be active with the community, and this ordinance shows that. We were asked by members of the public, but also a couple board members to do something, and once again, the city is reacting accordingly. I think not just by starting our own police department, but also now, especially with the help of the sheriff's department, because this is a Riverside County, Orange County, up and down the state problem. And I would just, you know, recommend, and I'm sure that the chief has plans on this, but it's been exciting to see, you know, Menifee's progression on this very topic. They did a sting op that was literally cinematography produced, where they had drones follow these kids through a park, and they documented all this, and then they were able to take photos of, you know, a flatbed of 8 or 9 of these Surons being, you know, and it kind of, we got tagged, I think Casey did too, but I got tagged in these saying, is Canyon Lake going to do something? Right, and it's exciting to see kind of some of the complaints come to fruition in an actual ordinance. If the POA is willing to participate, then at least the city can say, "Oh, we're doing it." We just need them to move forward on their end. So kudos to staff on this. Thank you, Mr. City Attorney, for copy and pasting social media comments and creating an ordinance. I mean, there's not much more transparent than that. So I appreciate it, man.
Will you please reiterate that you authored this?
I did, but it was based on a significant amount of feedback from the community.
Right.
You know, this is Canyon Lake's e-bike ordinance. This isn't someone else's. I did want to just briefly touch on 1403040D specifically prohibits tampering with the pedals or the equipment in a way that it would not meet the California Vehicle Code definition of an electric bicycle, to the captain's point. So we did address that. And then to the Mayor Pro Tem's point, 050D specifically states that the city has no mandatory enforcement duty, and that it would not require the city, the police department, code enforcement personnel, or other public agency to provide patrol, dedicated enforcement, security services, or a particular level of enforcement. Because at the end of the day, the police department is a general law enforcement agency that has to respond to the issues that they are facing at any given time. Thank you.
Any public comments? Any other questions? I wish I could let Dana make the motion. I'll make the motion.
Second.
I'll second it.
Oh, give it to Josh.
Roll call vote, please.
Aye.
Councilmember Seaver,
Aye.
Councilmember Terry,
Aye.
Councilmember Welty,
Aye.
Mayor Smith.
Happily, aye.
Motion passes.
We have an e-bike
We have a
ordinance.
BI ordinance. Good deal.
Awesome.
Okay, we have one more item, and then we are done for the night, except for city manager comments. Okay, last item tonight is also for our city attorney is going to be presenting. This is introduction and the first reading of ordinance 282.
Yes. For the last 8 years, every year, I've had the privilege of rewriting my jurisdiction's accessory dwelling unit ordinance to comply with the new rules that the state of California has come up with. Whether the side setbacks are 6 feet, 5 feet, 4 feet, what are the heights that they decide are okay this year, what is the square footage they decide are okay this year. We got a friendly letter from the state Housing Community Development,
Changing
HCD,
it once again.
informing us that there are some changes that they would appreciate seeing. That's the friendly first letter. And rather than move on to the unfriendly second letter, worked well with Ruby and other staff to update our code so that we are in full compliance with the newest regulations out of the state regulating ADUs, JADUs, and all the other small dwelling units that the state of California insists on allowing to build on private property. So I'm not going to go through and list all the changes unless the council wants to talk about one in particular. But you have an ordinance here that will bring us into compliance with state law.
Thank you, Mr. City Attorney. Do we have any public comments? Council, any questions? Seeing none, we need a motion. I'll make the motion. Councilmember Welty is going to second it. Roll call vote, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Castillo.
Aye.
Councilmember Seaver,
Aye.
Councilmember Terry,
Aye.
Councilmember Welty,
Aye.
Mayor Smith.
Aye.
Motion passes.
City manager comments. Wrap us up.
Thank you, Mayor. I will make this as quick as possible, but I want to acknowledge our Assistant City Attorney, Catherine Eshed. I, just as a city manager, I am a bit of a Tasmanian devil, and I believe firmly in getting in the helicopter with the city attorney and taking off, and then reaching over and telling the city attorney I need clearance to take off. And that is not for the faint of heart. And having somebody like Catherine over this period that I've been here, who has been able to provide a lot of insight into how we do our business day to day, and who has been able to miraculously pull out contracts that are a very important aspect of what we do, and who has been able to, when our city attorney is not available, set in his stead in a wonderful fashion. I just wanted to acknowledge that, thank her for her work, and make sure council knows the appreciation that I and staff have for what she does. We will have a new assistant city attorney that is assigned, who has very big shoes to fill, and I'm looking forward to that relationship as well.
That's awesome. Awesome. Any other comments? That's it? All right, Madam Clerk, this one's for you. Our next meeting is going to be August 5th. And with that, I am going...
I did not get to the clerk, so we do, sorry, Mayor, we do need to make that change. The August 5th meeting or the
August 3rd. meeting.
August, it was the August 12th.
No, it was August 3rd.
And then it was, yeah, that's right, the 3rd, that's right. And now it is August 5th. So that was, the city attorney is available on that Wednesday. We did not think that was going to be possible.
So it's gonna
Additionally,
be
Mayor.
on a Wednesday, August 5th, and
Additionally, we wanted to change the November 11th day, which is on Veterans Day.
Correct.
Move that to November 12th.
that's correct. Sorry, Madam Clerk. We need to tell you.
Oh,
things.
that was all mine.
So with that, I'm going to adjourn the meeting at 8:28 till August 5th.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.